It looks like North Korea's next nuclear missile test is coming up soon. This time, Pyongyang could be looking to develop tactical nuclear weapons, and Seoul thinks they're intended to hit U.S.-led forces in South Korea.
North Korea's transition in weapons development from long-range ballistic missiles to short-range ballistic missiles, from strategic nuclear weapons to tactical nuclear weapons, is obviously targeted toward South Korea.
That shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, though, since earlier this year, South Korea's then defense minister publicly stated he could launch a preemptive attack against the North. No doubt the situation is a lot more stable than it would be if only one side was armed to the teeth with nukes, but the way North Korea was able to get its hands on long-range missile technology could mean bad news if non-state actors were to try to get their hands on similar weapons in the same way. According to the United Nations, 2 North Korean spies were detained back in 2011 after they were caught trying to steal nuclear secrets from a Ukrainian factory called Yuzhmash.
In 2011, 2 officials of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea travelled to Ukraine and approached an employee of the state-owned entity formerly engaged in the development of medium-range to intercontinental ballistic missiles to obtain photographs of secret academic theses. According to Ukrainian authorities, these would have provided the Democratic People's Republic of Korea with information on advanced technologies and new forms of technological processes for the design of missile systems and liquid propellant engines.
Fast forward to 2017, and Pyongyang had its first successful intercontinental ballistic missile test, with what a Western investigation said was most likely an imported engine with modifications.
No other country has transitioned from a medium-range capability to an intercontinental ballistic missile in such a short time. What explains this rapid progression? The answer is simple. North Korea has acquired a high-performance liquid propellant engine from a foreign source.
And where did the author of this investigation say North Korea got that engine? Ukraine.
It's likely that these engines came from Ukraine, probably illicitly. The big question is how many they have and whether the Ukrainians are helping them now.
At the same time, Kiev and the management of Yuzhmash denied offering help to Pyongyang. But the investigation thinks North Korean spies revisited the factory a second time and succeeded.
A small team of disgruntled employees or underpaid guards could be enticed to steal a few dozen engines. These machines can be flown or, more likely, transported by train through Russia to North Korea.
If what the investigation claims wasn't exactly an unstable one for most of Ukraine, with the Donbas conflict now affecting the entire country, the West continuing to flood it with weapons, who knows what organized groups with bad intentions might be able to get their hands on.
Of course, it is a big problem. As you know, Ukraine was known as the most corrupt country in history. It is known that the soldiers are pretty decent and it can't be excluded that they are selling weapons to whoever wants to buy them. In any case, when the North Koreans are leveled up with a nuclear arsenal and leveled up with new technology for the nuclear arsenal, it's always a big problem for the rest of the world.